All right, let's see how you did on your notation, okay? Because it is, again, really important that you understand what's happening and what all these letters represent. Okay, so here, this first one, a regular old plain X, is that individual piece of data. So that's J, that individual piece of data. N is your sample size, depending on what size samples you were taking. So that is K. Yep, sample size. Okay, now this X bar, that's one individual sample's average. So you took however many of these things, averaged it together. That's one sample's average. So that's I. Mu is the population mean. So that's the original data, the population mean. That's A. Now here we go. This is some sampling distribution stuff. So this is now when we dropped down samples that were p hats, this is how varied those sample proportions were. And so that was F, standard deviation of all sample proportions, and then mu of X bar. So that's samples. When we dropped down all of those averages and we drop down all those X bars, then that's where they are centered. So that's the mean of all the sample means. Okay, and then here's standard deviation of the X bar. So this is how varied all of your sample averages are. So that's E. P hat, that's your individual proportion, sample proportion. G, or, I think I have that wrong, don't I? P hat, what did I do? I wrote the wrong letter there. So that is not G, because G says population proportion. So that is actually H, which is the sample proportion. Okay. All right. And then that regular sigma is the population standard deviation, how varied all the individual pieces of data are. That's the population proportion right there. And then here is your average, where all the p hats are centered, is that right there, the mean of all the sample proportions. Okay, so there's how you do those. We're going to now go into notes that will take us through using some of these formulas and finding probabilities of getting a sample result. Okay, and so that will be the next video. All right, good luck to you on understanding that.